Hey guys, we're live. Welcome back once again to Spears of the Dawn. This is episode 3, and I am joined again by everyone. It's I think it's a crazy night here tonight. Everybody is super busy and super stressed out, as far as I can tell. So hang with us because there's a lot going on. Let's figure out what is going on. Virgil, how are you doing this week?
I'm doing all right this week. Been doing a lot of role play, so that's good. Took the cat to the vet today,
I saw
and
that cat. That cat looks very angry.
it was upset about being at the vet and a
Yeah.
few other things too. The cat is an indoor cat, but she likes to go on walks, and we have a little like harness that she wears, like a tiny Chihuahua harness type thing.
Oh.
And she loves it. You can just go get it. She'll like run up to you, so she can put it on. You can put it
Oh,
on. She'll go outside on a walk.
there we go.
So that's just what I do to take her to the vet, which is like literally 1 mile from my house. So I just like put her thing on, bring her down to the car, put her on the front seat, and drive over there. But today I pick her up and like go start walking down my stairs, and then the trash guys come in their like huge loud truck, and my cat started flipping her shit. She was sure that everyone was going to die and it was the end of the world. So I had to like run quickly with her back up the stairs. And then she was freaked out for the whole time. But yeah, I got that done. Got her all checked out. She's a little overweight, but who can blame her? It's my direct fault for overfeeding, anyways. Uh, but yeah, other than that, she's all good. So that's nice. Um, so happy,
Excellent.
healthy cats are what's up this week.
Excellent. Dom, how are you doing this week after you hurt
Well,
me so gravely last night?
what? We always hurt the one we love. And I love
What
you.
No, skip
happened
it.
here?
Not hearing
That,
any of it.
whatever, Arthur. You know you love it. Anyway, I was trying to go to work this morning, and the temperature in Georgia dropped by 40 degrees, and my car wouldn't start. So I was like, I'm trying to have a panic attack to get to work because I'm the only technician there. But when I got there, it was an intern there, and I was like, oh my gosh, this actually worked out well. And I still end up working overtime today. So I'll get my new battery in the morning. Everything's gonna be awesome. I got 20% off because apparently it's Cyber Monday, so that's not bad. And tonight I have two birds.
That's a thing that happened.
Yeah, that's every time Naga gets a new like Naga thing, they get a new totem apparently. So it's like I'm just gonna be strapped with totems eventually, just walking around.
Gamer Siren, how are you doing this week?
Stressed. Got stuff that I have to do. Although, I will say something amazing happened yesterday. I'm studying to be an anthropologist, which is a person that studies people and their culture. And one of the assignments in one of my classes was to go online and observe a virtual world. So
Hmm.
in my case, I chose Elder Scrolls Online. So I set it up like any other stream that I would do. I had my PlayStation 4 going, and then what's cool with the PlayStation 4 is you can put like your chat in your actual gameplay
Yep.
window and your stream window, and then you can also put like a tag down at the bottom. So that was my disclaimer showing that this was like an anthropological study, and any data I collected was actually for a paper. I gave the same disclaimers to the chatters that were on Twitch, and then I gave the same disclaimer to anybody that interacted with me within the game. What's really, really awesome, other than getting the data that I needed to complete the assignment itself, I gained 10 more followers on Twitch
Yeah, nice work.
just because it was something different. So
Yeah.
it was really cool. Plus, I also got to use that as part of the data because people were coming in for different reasons than just to watch me screw around. So I was excited. And then I'm back into the whole paper writing phase right now. So I have to go and write another stupid paper about stupid things. So, but yeah,
Stupid stuff.
All
it'll be
right.
fun.
Tara Lynn, thank you for joining us. I know that there was some possibility that your job at Loot Crate might prevent us from meeting tonight, which is fine. So we're very happy to have you here.
It would have been a good sacrifice, though, I have to say. I was almost not going to make it because we launched our Call of Duty crate today. absolutely amazing crate. I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud to be a part of the team that does these sales. As you can see, they happen really quickly in Loot Crate Land. We wrapped up Fallout a bit ago, Mass Effect just a bit ago, and now we've got Call of Duty. And I'm sure some of you have seen, we've also already announced Star Wars crate. So
Yeah.
for the next few days, it's kind of like super crunchy, what we used to call in the land of movie animation. You're super crunchy, extra crunchy when you are crunch time at work and you're doing 14, 15 hours and doing a lot of stuff. But it's a lot of fun. It's been worth it. We get a lot of great feedback, and some of you guys on here might be fans, so that's also really cool. I did get some game playing in. I did some
Yes.
Battlefront this weekend. I kicked butt as Luke Skywalker. Apparently, I do better with a lightsaber than I do with a pistol or rifle. So, yay me. But turns out Battlefront's not my thing or my BF's thing. So we ended up trading it in. We
Yeah,
tried the
More
demo. We
elegant
gave it a
weapon
good
from a more
shot.
civilized age.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I didn't really, I mean, it's gorgeous, just gorgeous. We have a nice rig here where we get to see, everything and wonderful, you know, 1080p, 1080i. So it's amazing, but it was gorgeous. It was probably the prettiest video game I've seen in
Yeah.
a really, really long time. But it was, I felt like I didn't get a chance to explore that world enough because I'm an RPGer. I like this stuff that we do, and I can talk to people in the world and go buy things and sell my loot. So after a while, it's like, I don't think this is for me. We ended up getting Battlefield, which is by the same company, I think. They were partnered, Dice. Um, and I like that. There's a campaign mode, which of course is my thing. So it's kind of like FPS with some RPG. So a little more FPS than say Borderlands, but it's got some RPG elements. And then there's a multiplayer, which you can then just do straight up FPS, and it also looks great too. I couldn't believe it came out 2 years ago already,
Yeah.
or at least they've been updating since the last year. And also, again, it's gorgeous. So I've been introduced to a new game, and I'm really excited. I enjoyed playing it. We got the naval battle, but also battle that all vehicles are just your aircraft, so just jets and planes and helicopters and stuff. It's pretty cool.
I was amazing at the naval part of that game. Absolutely
That's
incredible.
I couldn't believe the graphics are just great. And then tomorrow, back to DMing. I'm super excited. My newbie game of Horde of the Dragon Queen. So it's
Yay.
D&D 5e, and my newbies are doing great. They're absolutely adorable. The funniest things happen when you play with people who don't know what they can and can't do in a role-playing game. So I am more of a yes and kind of DM, and it's been going well.
Excellent. Excellent. So, yeah, I've been having a terrible week, but fortunately,
No.
Saturday
No.
I was in a charity 24-hour stream on Encounter Roleplay's channel, so go and check out that video if you want to see that. The GM decided initially that the world was going to be anti-Orcish and made a number of Orcish racial slurs, and my character was half-Orc, so
Oh no.
I spent the entire time trying to free my Orcish brothers from the grasp of the
Can't
evil
keep 'em.
sorceress who led them.
Can't keep a good orc down.
Cannot keep a good orc down.
That's not good.
I have a couple of future game announcements. The calendar on my channel has been updated. So, let's see here. This weekend on the 28th, I will be having another Microscope game. The last one that happened was fantastic. Check that out on YouTube. There will be another Microscope game. I'm not sure what we'll be doing with it, but it'll be Saturday 28th at 8 p.m. featuring Distorted and Unmade Man. Both of them are other streamers, and I played with Unmade Man on the charity stream, so he's a pretty chill-ass dude. So we're definitely going to just make a world and then destroy it. Let's see what else we got going on here. I think on Thursday the 3rd, December 3rd, we're going to have a one-shot of Mech Warrior, A Time of War, which is the 5th edition Mech Warrior. And Saturday the 5th is going to be The Warren, which is an apocalypse world game where you play rabbits trying to
I
live
can't
life.
wait for that one.
They're rabbits just trying to get through their lives, eat food,
It's hard to
outrun
rabbit.
predators, avoid larger rabbits who are mean to them.
Being a rabbit is not easy.
It's not easy. So that's me. That's what I'm doing. Jay Regent's
Rabbit
canceled
ain't
tomorrow
easy.
night. Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Rabbit
Ain't easy.
All right, come on. No Jay Regent tomorrow night.
Aw.
We're missing somebody, so we should be back next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will accept this.
So last week, I forgot to tell all the players they leveled. So that's a thing. Everybody is now level 2.
Ding. Ding.
Damn. So we're gonna go around and figure out what happened to everybody as they leveled. Virgil, what happened to Karim when he leveled?
I mean, he was just doing as one of his standard flex routines when the
That's
bulges
not what I
like double
meant.
bulged.
But okay.
I love it. Do you even live?
Single
What happened was that I got a slightly better attack bonus, so that's a good happy thing. All my saves are better by 1, I believe. So now it's physical 11, mental 11, evade 12, magic 13, luck 12, which is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Pick up anything else?
I don't think I actually get anything else until I train.
Yeah, you've got
stuff.
skill points. We'll come back to
Yeah.
that.
I want other stuff though.
All right, Goffu.
And I don't think I get an Idahoon until next level.
No, you don't. Goffu, what happened to you when you leveled up?
Oh, I gave 1 bab. My hit points 4 tripled. So it went to
We
1
went
to
from
4.
1 to 4. Yeah.
Yeah, 4
Don't
tripled.
try to confuse the audience.
I'm not. I'm trying to be fancy. You don't even know. Okay, of course, all my stats, like my saves went down. So physical 15, mental 12, evasion 14, magic 11, and luck is 3. Arthur, I got a question about a spell.
Yo.
Okay, it's called Nagi of the Blessed Spear. In the first part of the book, it says it's level 1 spell. In the beginning of the Nagi spell, it's a level 1 spell. When you go to the spell thing, it's a level 2 spell.
Yeah, it's
So
a level
which
1. Don't worry about
Okay, I'm
it.
just making sure.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
So I
all
wanted-
meant.
Yeah, I'm going to take that one because it's like, hey, I get +1 to hit, so
Yeah.
I can actually use my daggers a little bit better. And I gave me a new totem, the
Yeah.
brown sparrow or black sparrow.
All right, Gamer Sign, what happened to Naomi?
Naomi, her attack bonus went up by 1, so I'm at a +2. All of my effects went down, or my physical effect, my mental effect, my evasion, magic, and luck went down by 1. So I'm looking at 14, 13, 15, 12, and 11. I gained an additional first level spell for the day. And my HP is currently at 14.
Excellent. Abelia, I know that we didn't catch you last week before you had to go. So I don't know that you've completed the leveling process yet. So now the audience gets to see that happen. So
Yes.
what is happening to Abelia?
But it doesn't look like much is happening, which is good. Actually, even when I look at level 3, it doesn't look like. As a matter of fact, hardly any of my stats change.
You should be
At level
picking up
3.
some more Griot stuff, though.
Yeah, that doesn't actually happen until 4. Is there anything
Really?
else?
I thought
When
I would have
look
thought
at-
you got a bigger inspiration pool, so you can keep singing.
Yeah, just by 1, but it's only just increases by 1. I don't make massive jumps until 4th level of anything. Is
That's true.
Well, when you have the
It's
power.
okay,
to
we're
make-
slow rolling this thing anyways.
Yeah. So I'm like, wow. So I'm taking it. I feel like if I thought about what this looked like, she's either doing 2 things. I don't know if you know background actors, so I got to do this. It's really amazingly awful because you're not going to be a real actor, but you need work in the meantime, and it helps it. And when they wanted you to be in the background speaking, they would ask you to say ridiculous things like, like alphabetical noodle, alphabetical noodle, alphabetical noodle, and it looked like you were having a
Ambience.
conversation.
And you just say the
So-
word ambience over and over again.
And right, so I
Same
feel
thing.
like Ebelia is like practicing her speech. She's like alphabetical noodle, and the other thing in my brain is she's like spelling bee. She's like, what part of speech was that? What part of speech was that? Is that what is it? Can you give me the origin? Can you give me the I just see her
Give you the oranges.
doing
Give me
those 2 things as she's leveling up and she's getting more awesome about her speech and how she's talking and negotiating and stuff like that. It looks like on paper is I get another d6. Yay. So I'll roll that in a second. on Roll20. I don't get any class power, so no more minor songs. So I only have the 2 that I started with. I get a bump to my inspiration pool of 1, which is how many times a day I can use my minor songs. Attack bonus is up by 1, and then all of my saves go down by 1, which seems about standard. So nothing spectacular. So I just need to roll just an extra 1d6, right? So
You roll with
No,
both
you roll both your dice again,
Both?
and if the number is
Oh.
higher than what you had before, you get to keep that.
well, it definitely. Do I have to keep my new number if it's not?
No, if it's lower, you keep the highest of the 2.
So I roll 2d6.
Yep.
So I'm looking at roll 20, and I know how to do this. I shouldn't mess this up. And I don't have a con modifier, so it's just a straight up
Okay,
2d6.
yep.
Let's see. Maybe I'll
Come
get
on.
lucky.
You know you want to
Does-
beat Virgil.
Oh my
Yay!
gosh!
You're with me.
Is it higher than what you had before?
No,
Then you keep the old one.
it's exactly what I had before. It doesn't help.
We're HP buddies.
2d6, and I still rolled crap. Great. Well, that's what I get for just mostly thinking about spelling bees. That's what happens when you don't have muscles popping outside of your muscles.
I mean, I got to roll
The 8.
2d8, and I only got 8. Not
Yeah.
bad.
That's about average. It's about.
I got average.
I had 2d6. and
Everybody already know who's going to go in the front line that we look towards our healer.
Still,
Naomi. Just gonna put Naomi up front.
She can heal herself. She'll be good. Ow, heal, ow, heal, ow, heal.
Not how it works. All right, so
I
let's
wish-
talk about skill points. Each of you are gonna gain a number of skill points based on your level up. You need to find someone to train you in using a skill. You can't. Let's see. You cannot get higher than a level 1 skill until you're level 3. So the highest you can have is 1 total point in it, and it takes 1 week to train. So some of you will be able to train each other because you'll have, for instance, a 1 in ranged bow combat, and you can train everybody up to ranged bow. They spend their skill points over the course of a week, and then they put it into that skill. Other skills you're looking for, you'll have to find someone and possibly pay them or convince them to teach you. That's a thing.
I'll convince him.
yes.
I'm not sure how many skill points each of you has. Most of you should
Yes.
have around 4.
Yes, 4. The only person that gets like super skill points, I think, is the fighter, but that's only because they get all the martial stuff as their double thing.
I
But
just
they
got
kind of need that. They kind of need that because that's their thing.
Let's see here.
I
Where
just
are the
got 4.
skill points listed.
Oh, I'm talking about like starting off.
I realize as I'm
When
reading.
you rise in level, you gain 4 additional skill. So it's on page 39. Every
Oh.
time you level, you get 4
So
skill
close.
points, and then you need to buy the skills. So, yeah, you need
there.
1. You need to pay 1 to
Oh,
open up a
okay.
skill at 0, and then you pay 2 to bring it up to level 1, because you add 1 for every time you. Yeah. All right. So, does anyone remember what happened during the last episode?
Do you really want me to recap?
Die.
It's not Goffu. Not Goffu.
Yeah. We basically traveled. We ended up traveling back to the land of Meru. To that little orange X, I think,
Yeah, Ebelia's vid.
where we spoke at length with Keb?
Yep.
Yeah, Keb.
Yeah.
About trying to establish roots, de la trade. He was being kind of a stickler. Gosh, I can't remember exactly how
He
that all
didn't care
ended.
for you as a person.
Yeah.
But me and you was like chasing goats, so we didn't care.
Yeah, I think I might have.
It's
even
like
missed some of
that's a
this.
bad influence over
You
there.
just so you skipped over a lot during that. So
Yeah.
you began back in Amavo, convincing
right.
a Fam Amavo clan that you should be the one to take his job and get the trade routes done correctly. And it looked like you were going to do a really bad job of convincing him, but he finally gave in and agreed to let you take his daughter with you. to escort the caravan a certain distance to your Merowyn village, and then hunt down the bandit Agogo Walker Antwi.
Yeah.
From there, you took the caravan. You were stopped by border warders.
But we went to the temple before that to rest.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
And you
temple.
picked up what's his name?
We had a very intense conversation where the priestess was like, I'm out. I can't have
Yeah,
this
yeah.
stuff."
You guys were like, yeah, we're just gonna murder everybody by setting them on
Yeah.
fire in the middle of the night.
And we all looked at each other. We're like, have any of us actually killed everyone? And we're like, no.
So yeah, you got Sasahi, who is now in training with Naomi to change from his guard duties to become a priest of the Spirit Way.
Yeah.
As
Yes,
she
so she
originally
has a-
lied, and he was just like, "Yeah, I'll go along with this. I want to become a priest."
First
Hell
point
Uh,
gain.
and then we have Menkare along.
Yes, Mankare,
Yeah.
the Prince of Lies' daughter,
Athens.
the
Athens.
hero of Amavo.
And
And we
Virgil's love
found that
interest.
some of our crew does not have any moral objections to burning people in the face.
Yeah, we'll get back to that because there were some pretty difficult talks at the end. You were stopped by the border warders who were basically checking passports and doing the cargo, and it was discovered that underneath some of the wagons were areas where slaves could be smuggled. There currently weren't any slaves down there. The caravan leader claimed he didn't have any knowledge of why those were down there and that they were owned by his boss. And finally, you made it to the village without being attacked once by any sort of lion or eternal or anything that would instantly kill you. And you talk with Keb Sunwalker, who was pretty disappointed in everything that happened. Did not like Karim at all. Karim dismissed himself from the conversation by going to the bathroom and just walking outside to chase some goats.
Goats.
So I think that's where we're gonna bring the conversation back in, because Karim, you're outside. It's getting dark. You just learned that your father's killer, who has changed his name to Spear and Stomach, has traveled across the northern Merowyn border and is now going north to south along the east border, gathering anyone who will listen to join the Spears and follow him on a charge into the Eternal Lands. So what are your thoughts out here, alone with the goats, and the knowledge that your father's killer is actually kind of being honored for his new position as a spear, and is taking on a military leadership role?
Oh.
Right.
Yeah, I'm pretty perturbed also about like the whole Abelia brought up that I had this issue, and then as as soon as I said anything about it, what's his name again?
Keb
Keb.
Sunwalker
Keb.
claim.
Sunwalker was not happy about it at all. And then, yeah, after hearing more news about it, I'm just super disillusioned and upset and worried that I am making my friends look bad.
So what form does that... I mean, do you have a physical reaction to this event while you're out there? Are you like kicking the sand? Are you screaming into the night? Or are you just staring at some goats?
No, yeah, I'm just staring at goats,
Trying to stare back.
trying to calm down, and not like... I know that they're talking serious business in there, and so I'm trying not to like make a scene or anything. But yeah, I'm pretty perturbed about like the way the conversation was going in there and about the whole thing, and I'm also like wanting, like I have our new friend who very badly wants revenge on Ogogo. And I promised I would help him, and then he promised he would help me. So I really want that to happen. I want
Yeah.
us to be like friends together and like bonded by that. But then I'm also terrified about going into the Silent Lands, especially about how I'm going to get my friends to follow me there.
Well, he's
after
not
him.
there yet. He hasn't. He's
Yeah.
going slowly up and down the border. If you if you were to abandon this wild quest to chase down a go-go walker on Tweety, you could possibly catch up with Fear and Stomach.
Okay, I just leave by myself and go do that. No, I don't.
Could do that.
I break the whole campaign. No. No,
You
yeah,
could
I
convince
just
your friends to come with you.
I might, but I don't know if it's gonna be able
You
to
can
help.
murder if you want to.
So I
You
think
can
what
leave your
happens
friends
is
behind.
as you're sitting there in the night, a man comes towards you waving a torch around. He's walking really bandy-legged, like his knees are facing outwardly, and he's just like moving like this, waving the torch around, and he's got, it looks like a Ganga mask at first, but as you get closer, you can see it's painted like a baboon. And it just has the face cut out. I'm sorry, the mouth cut out, so you can see his mouth. And he's like, "Ho ho! Oh, what are you doing out here staring at goats, my young lad? Ha ha! You seem far too strong and proud to be out here alone. Can't you find someone young in the village to spend the night with?"
Oh.
I have plenty of friends just waiting for them. Thank you.
Ah, well, perhaps you would entertain an old man if you'd let me sit with you and talk for a while.
It is, your choice to come or go as you please. And I kind of just like sit down like on nothing on the ground.
Yeah, so he walks like outside comfortable speaking range to a stump and sits down and says, "Perhaps you would like to come over to me when you get to my age." And he slaps his knees. Ah, sometimes you don't want to move very far. You know how
Does he
it
sound
is.
old?
He doesn't sound that old. He looks old though.
Okay.
Like his skin is a bit weathered. He's probably in his late 30s to 40s.
So I get up. I say, "Very well, someone's father. I'll come sit with you."
Ah, yes, someone's father, that is true. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Aliane.
I am Karim.
Perhaps you have heard of me.
I search my memory. How's that? Ali, what?
Aliane.
Aliane. I have Meru culture.
Yeah, yeah. You could just search your actual memory for this, because this is
Okay.
Someone was mentioned briefly last episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Uh,
I might have got the name a little wrong, because I wrote it down phonetically.
Phonetically.
no, I'm not recalling. I don't think I have any notes on. Let me just.
Yeah, just do a 2d6 plus your intelligence. Well, we'll see what you can call up. You can throw in culture Meru if you've got it, which you almost certainly do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I have it? I do have it. All right. Wow. That was
Yeah.
God.
Abilia mentioned that this is one of her many fathers.
Oh. Yeah. So I say, "Oh yes, I actually am traveling with Abilia."
Oh. Well, now I know why you're salting out here alone. And he like hands you the torch.
I take it.
Ah, yeah, something to keep you warm then.
And I'm like, "Yes, yes, very funny, sir."
Yes, they do say that I am quite amusing. Tell me why you're out here alone, boy.
I fear I was upsetting Kip. He
I think he falls off the stump and he's just like,
He
the
switches.
goat could upset Cab.
Yeah.
like, yes, and I am quite the goat. So I sit out here with them maybe while my friends finish conversations inside.
What specifically you've been upsetting Cab about?
You know, I'm a young man, and sometimes young man take heart to certain things. You know, my one of my many fathers was slain by a man who goes by name of Spear and Stomach.
Yes, I've heard of this man becoming very famous very quickly.
Yes, you have a dark place in my heart reside for him, and this is not pleasing to Keb. Thinks as a spear, he should be free to do anything he wants, despite what he has done to me.
That is how the spears work, my boy. Perhaps
Yes,
one day, too, you shall commit
I
a
am
crime
no-
and become a spear.
I have taken the oath, and I am a spear.
Well, now you cannot kill him and hide behind the oath like he has. Ha ha! A problem indeed.
Ah, yes, I am no, no, no murderer, but I will be challenging this man to fight for his life.
Well, you had better do it quick. They
Oh,
say he
yes.
intends to charge into the Sixth Kingdom. Men who do things like this, they come across every decade or so. They don't come back.
Yes, this I know. It's the fate of many brave spear, but I do not think I can allow this to be his fate. It is brave of him to be gathering people, but a man that run to the spears for such thing, I wonder if his intention is honorable.
Well, there's only one way to find out, isn't there? I guess you'll have to go find him. He's
I
certainly
furrow
not
my
inside
brow.
that goat right there.
And like strip this, like stop like petting the goat that I'm like, like, no, lucky for the goat, he is not.
So, he stands up and kind of like cracks his back and points towards the sky and says, "Look there, that is the Eastern Star. You head in that direction 2-3 days, maybe a week. You'll catch up with the man you're looking for."
Okay, yeah. I'll just like from now on, like the next coming days and weeks, Arthur, I'll just pee in that general direction all the time.
Okay.
Virgil. You're
So, yeah, Eliane is just like, "Do you have a place to stay, boy, or are you really going to sleep out here for the night? We are not savages, we're Merowan."
This guy, she is peaceful tonight. Is it a thunderstorm? Am I just wrong?
No.
Good.
I
You're
mean,
like,
you
it's
can see
hailing
the
pretty
stars,
hard.
so it's probably not a
Yeah.
thunderstorm.
Uh,
Wow,
like,
Chad,
I-
could you stop with the goat puns tonight? That's like a dozen
shit.
in a row.
I've been missing chat
brilliant.
because I've been really concentrating on this scene.
Oh, man.
Goat pun.
Yeah, I just like pat the like roll and the thing on my back, and I'm like, the stars will be my roof tonight. It's not a problem.
He says, "Well, if you'd rather have a roof for a roof tonight, head northeast. I am the last house on the left. If perhaps
Alright.
you'd rather sleep with the goats out here, well, I guess you are free to do so. They might talk about you in the morning, though." So he like stands up and like ruffles your hair and then snatches the torch from your hand unless you move to stop him.
Yeah, I just like sit for a moment longer thinking while he walks off. Are you guys are probably gonna stay in the tent you're in? They're in like a big ass tent, right?
Yeah,
We
they're
were
inside
We were
Keb.
previously inside like
They're
the
in Keb
main.
Sunwalkers. Like
big
it's
ass tent.
not really a tent. It's well, in some ways it is, but it's like just a mobile structure that you could fold up or down.
Okay.
It's like
Like a canvas building.
it's
or
like
something.
metal stands with skin stretched across between them, and then you could like unhook everything.
Okay, did it look like there was like sleeping quarters in there, like those
Yeah.
folks? Okay. Yeah. So I like sit by myself for like 5 or 10 minutes, and then I like maybe you just see me like shiver a little bit, and I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna go. So I walk down the street to the guy's house
Which guy? Are you going to Keb's or are you going to Aliane?
to Aliani's.
Okay,
Aliane.
alright. So I want to know what's happening with Abelia, Naomi, and Goffu. Keb has like agreed to gather the Northwestern Meruan Council and talk about making a trade area as a permanent structure that caravans could stop at, but it's going to take 2 weeks before the messengers get out and then come back. And until that time,
Montage.
yeah, until that time, he has nothing for you. But he's been pretty cold ever since the discussion with killing people, hunting down a go-go walker on T, hanging out with Karim.
He seemed to like that we were going after a go-go.
Yeah, he wanted you to go after a go-go,
That
but he
was
didn't
great.
want you specifically to go after a go-go.
And he did say if I did, make sure
Run away.
if things if things got bad, I should leave.
Yeah, you should
So he
absolutely
wasn't
leave your companions to
completely
die.
opposed to me going, but he did seem quite adamant that I not
Have I
align
been pronouncing
myself
this name wrong the whole
Kareem.
time? Alyan?
Alien.
Alyan. Okay, I'm going to take the E off the end of it in my notes. You
How
know what?
would
You put a phonetic spelling in chat, so I'm just going to write that. Yeah, it's so much better.
Alien. If you say it fast, yeah. Alien. Alien.
Alejandro.
If you are staying with Alien, by the way, you might see my
Your
baby
goat?
twin,
Your
baby
pet
twin
goat?
brother.
Oh, whatever.
No, they
Oh,
live.
s-
They did. My siblings shuttle between our many fathers' places, depending on where, and they tend to like to hang out with Alien. So you might see them there. I might actually. Well, I'd want to know what was happening with Kareem for sure.
Okay.
It didn't seem like Keb had an opposition to the foreigners.
Nope.
So it would just be what if there was a way. Like Abelia kind of feels like she needs to see if there's a way to resolve this kind of tension.
Well, I mean, Kareem basically stood up and said that he has intentions to cold-blooded murder somebody, so...
Yeah, according
Inhonorable combat.
That's not a thing. I mean, that's just as legal as it is in our current time. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
yes,
I think
yes, you have
for-
slapped me in the street, so now I shall shoot you with a gun.
yeah,
And
I think
that's
for,
okay.
Perfectly legal, right?
for
I didn't say it
Abelia,
was legal, but
her thought process on that is that so the Spears of the Dawn are supposed to be kind of a big deal, and they're kind of supposed to be honorable. And even though she's joined them for political purposes and a bit of political familial gain, the intent was still, for the greater good of her clan, or for Meru, right? Her Meru people, and to hear that. To Keb's point that there's this guy who killed someone and then went to the Spears and is like, I should be absolved because I'm not that guy anymore. Keb gets it, like, he's hardcore. If you were forgiven and you were the Spear and the Spear forgives you, then you're done and your past life doesn't count. But Abelia doesn't kind of feel that way. She feels that if this person who murdered Kareem's family member is running to the Spear as a cover up, how good is that for the Spears? Especially if they're Meru. Like, who then wants to tarnish the name of the Spears, and the person who's doing it is someone who might be who might be, a Meru. Like, that's awful. That's not what she wants either. So she's not convinced that this particular person has been absolved of all his sins, shall we say.
Okay.
She thinks there's something to, if he's not legit, this could be pretty bad. And if her father is going to have to end up dealing with this guy in the future, she'd want to know, is this dude serious, and has he, been forgiven and changed his ways or not? He's already murdered
So what are you
someone.
doing about it? You're going to go talk to Kareem about this subject then?
Just yeah, I think I would actually find Kareem to talk to. I mean, Kareem
Okay.
and I are in the same, we're from Meru, and we might not be in the same exact clan, but we've been traveling together, and someone's done him wrong. And I don't necessarily think that my father, in all his wisdom, has necessarily the right idea.
So Kareem doesn't come back inside.
Yeah. So after all that is done, for Naomi and for Goffu, you can stay here. I actually just offer without talking to my father because this is my home. So I have a couple of homes, maybe 3, technically, if my other many fathers don't live here with any of my other fathers. And after I offer that, I would go find Karim, like after I was
Okay.
told.
Yeah. As you go outside, you find the goats. They're just wandering around. There's no Kareem. You are approached by some sort of foreign visitor to your village in the night. At first, it looks like maybe he has some sort of strange lighting system or a torch or something. But it's rapidly becoming obvious that he has stains on his pants that are glowing like green in the night. Brightly enough that they're acting kind of like a lantern or a torch in themselves.
Oh my gosh.
And he comes forward and he's just like, ah, I did it. I've finally done it. Where am
Invented a
I?
rave.
Does he look familiar to me at all? Does he look
He
Meru?
does not.
Does he look of my clan?
He appears to be, at least, if he's not Lakosan, then he's Sakone.
Okay, so he's definitely not from my clan.
No, he's
Does
not
he
Marin
look
at all.
bloody or battered or drunk?
He does look drunk or perhaps drugged. Can you make, I think medicine is a skill?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to make a medicine check.
I definitely don't have that
And
at
you-
all. At all.
And you were trying to determine his current status. You can roll medicine with wisdom, and you roll it at a -1 because you don't have the skill.
Yeah, no, it's not on my list at all. So -1. So it's 2d6 -1. Okay.
And then you
Roll
add
20.
your wisdom if you have any bonus to that.
No.
All right.
No, no, no. My wisdom is just nope. The only bonuses that I got were actually I got a bonus to Dex. So
Okay.
my primary skills and Dex. Okay, so it's just 2d6 and it's -1. 4.
He's probably drunk, and maybe he's
Okay.
a little down on something.
I
He does seem to have bled on himself, however. His pants,
ugh.
the glowing spots seem to be coming from like a stomach wound, where he's bled through his shirt and now it's dripping on his pants.
When I look around, do I see any of my many fathers? If not, then I will definitely start calling for them.
Okay, yeah, you start calling.
Yeah, I've got Nisso and Zetin and Keb and Alian. I would probably start with Keb and Alian.
I think your first responders are probably going to be Goffu and Naomi.
Yes.
I have a
Well, I
clue
start
with
calling for
Naomi and
I don't
Nod.
call them first. In my village, I don't call for people that are not my people first.
All right, but yeah,
I know that my fathers would help.
Naomi, Goffu, you hear Abilia
I'm
start
yelling.
calling out names, kind of excitedly, I guess.
I guess
Yeah,
I raise
very
an
much so.
eyebrow to Naomi.
I do touch the
Should
guy.
we-
Okay.
Should we check it?
If he's-
Yeah, I'm just gonna run out after the noise actually.
Okay.
You see me kind of struts like stealthily. I'm more of a Timble kind of look.
All right. A number of men and women are arriving, but they're kind of
Okay.
forming a circle around this guy and not approaching any closer. And there's no like young children around, but there are teenagers and like 10-year-olds that have shown up, and they're being held back by the adults who are all like, "No, go to sleep. There's nothing to see here. This man is just ill. You should not get near him."
Is there any way that I can check to see what's wrong with him?
Yeah, you need to make a medicine check, and your intent here is to uncover what ails him.
Right.
Okay.
I said it. I don't know. When you come over, I don't know this man. I don't know if there's
I
anything
do
wrong.
it?
He seems drunk.
Can I do a
Okay.
check on him too?
Yes.
So if I have 0,
If you have a 0 on the medicine skill, you just roll that plus wisdom.
Okay.
so like 1d20,
2d6.
oh 2d6.
What's my medicine?
And then minus because you don't have it, or
No, she has a 0 in it.
Can I
oh,
try
you
to
got it.
think,
Oh, thank
Can I
goodness.
try to think my way through this or not really?
6?
No, you're trying to wisdom your way through it.
No. Oh, wrong one. Sorry. Wrong dice.
Yeah, definitely the wrong dice. Okay, so you both essentially have a 6. Because there's no option for 7. You quickly both come to the conclusion that this particular person is definitely drunk. He's also very dehydrated.
Which makes it
He's
even
lost.
worse.
He's recently lost some weight, like a lot of weight.
Mm.
Enough that you can tell from the way his skin is just kind of sagging off of him.
Mm-hmm.
But what's most telling, you're not really sure where it's from, but you have heard of this particular drug. It's used by people who are looking. It's called Lost, and it's for people who want to just basically like lose their minds for a day or two, and it causes your blood to glow.
Nice.
Yeah. But
It's not like harmful though or anything like
No.
that to anybody
No.
else, right?
Nope.
All right.
So yeah, like the three of you are looking over him, and he's just like, yes, yes. What's stop poking me there.
Where have
I-
you been?
I have been to see the spider.
The spider, huh?
Yes.
What's your-
And he pats his stomach where the cut is, and he's like slapping it really hard. He's like, it's done. It's
You-
finally done.
You might want to stop hitting yourself.
No, I will be fine, young woman. So
Yes.
fine.
Does he have any weapons on him?
He only has his clothes and a flask on his hip.
Does he
Okay.
seem to be missing any organs?
Any organ? You definitely can't tell that with the 6, and almost certainly not without cutting him open.
I don't want to cut him open.
I mean, do you say that like
The
are
6
you
is what you
missing something?
use to cut him open if you choose to.
All right.
He says yes.
I'm gonna.
They told me when I went to look for the spider that I had to get lost. And then he holds up his flask and he's like, I was very lost. Very lost.
This
Do
Do
sounds
you mind if
very
I
familiar.
approach you?
He's like, yes, no, come close. I'm fine. I'm fine. I had, and he begins
So I'm
describing.
gonna approach him.
Okay, he begins describing like a number of symptoms that Goffu and Naomi, you recognize that he had like a tumor somewhere in his body. He was like, I was very sick. I had a disease I could not recover from, the Grey Death. It was growing on top of one of my kidneys, and I was going to die soon. And I went to the spider, and he cut it out with his 6 arms.
Oh my gosh.
Now I am
Did he sew him
fine.
up?
I am fine, friends. I am so fine. And he like opens the flask and starts drinking it, and you can see like a dribble of this iridescent green liquid coming down the side of his chin that glows in the night without any, without any light on him. He's glowing.
That's a byproduct of his drink, people. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. Can I inspect his wound to make
Yeah.
sure it's not okay? Did they dress it properly when they took the tumor out?
There's no dressing on it at all. It looks to have been all that's on there is like a 9 of extremely neat stitching done with like some sort of silk or maybe like animal hair of some kind.
Okay. Can I use my healing kit to dress his wound?
Yes.
Okay. What do I have to roll
Yes.
for that? Anything?
Then nothing. You've already got a 6 on medicine. You can provide him basic treatment.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you just
Um,
just wrap him up. You make sure it's all nice and sanitized, and he's like, oh, "Stop touching me there. I'm very ticklish."
It'll heal
Ah.
better. It'll heal better. Your wounds will look much better.
So, yeah, eventually, Keb Sunwalker clan arrives and kind of like grinds his stone walking stick into the ground and is like, "Foreigner, you may stay here tonight, but you must go in the morning. We do not appreciate your kind in this village. Drug users are unacceptable."
Who is that?
This is Keb Sunwalker clan.
What?
It's your dad.
I look at
This-
him and I say, Father!
This man is clearly out of his mind. He has visited the spider. He is using this vile tonic in front of the children. What he has done to his own blood is unacceptable. He bleeds green color. This is not the Merowin way. I do not know where this man is from. I do not know him. He will stay here tonight, and then he will leave.
Go Wildcats.
Damn
Okay.
it.
Don't know the guy. I say, Naomi, I'm so sorry. I don't. He's has a point.
He should be
don't-
okay in the morning to travel. He's just had a bad time of it. That's all. That's all.
Just
He'll
having
be
a
fine.
good time.
He
You know,
just
a
needs
quick
some rest.
outpatient procedure.
Yeah, I took care of it. His bleeding has been taken care of. Is there any way, good sir, that I can might I refill your flask for you?
His eyes light up. He's like, yes, yes, please. If you have more of this, I will take all of it.
Okay, okay. Cab, where might he go so I can return his flask to him?
So he can. What are you like? I'm not
I'm
sure what you're asking, so Keb isn't sure what you're asking.
I'm.
Are you
go-
like?
Where
are
are
you
you going to
asking
put
Keb
this
where he
guy?
can get more of this drug?
No, I'm asking where is he going to put this guy? Hint, hint. Go put him down for the night. I'm taking his flask.
Oh,
Without the guy knowing that I'm taking his flask. I don't plan on giving it back.
okay, yeah. Keb is like, yes, I will take him into my house. We cannot have him. And he like gestures to where the blood is like has leaked out a little bit into the field and is going. We cannot have the goats eating anything he bleeds on. Come into my house. I will put you up for the night. We will get you some meat of the bone and some fresh water.
I'll see about getting this back to you soon, sir, okay?
Yeah.
Just
So Keb
relax for
starts
the
bringing
moment.
him along and then like whispers to you, Naomi, as he passes. He's like, "Do not give that back to him.
I don't
Dump
plan
it
on
out and fill it with pure water."
I will take care of it.
Naomi, before and when he's leaving, Naomi, I grabbed your arm. We have to talk.
Okay.
So while Keb is walking away, he's like talking to this guy about. He's like, instead of performing these hijinks and wandering around Meru as an undisciplined wanderer, have you ever considered becoming a Spear of the Dawn? Very honorable profession. We could use more men like you.
Oh my God. Seriously, he's putting all the rejects in the Spears of the Dawn.
That's
Wait,
third.
we're not rejects.
I know we're not, but everybody else is like, hey, take this guy. Your past is forgiven. And like, Keb is, I hate you until you're a spear. And then he's like, you're awesome. Cool. Great. Oh, you stabbed somebody in the gut and then you ran away? And then you joined the spear, but you're fine now? Okay. Oh, you're glowing green, but you joined the spear, you're fine? Okay.
So I wonder, Abelia, like you obviously you love your father, but perhaps now you're getting to see more of the ruthless political side that's made him such a powerhouse in Meru that you haven't gotten to see before. Now that you're more directly involved in his affairs,
Yeah, definitely.
he's still the man that he'll put a stranger up for the night and feed and clothe and give him a bed, but he'll do it while getting the whole village to shun this man until he joins the Spears.
He's definitely more hardcore than I thought he would be. Really, I mean, like that. I haven't seen it because I haven't had to be directly in contact with him in this way, and I know he's had to make the hard choices and decisions, but and it's plausible deniability. I'm like, I don't know, and now I'm like, oh my gosh, he's really intense and mean. And I get it. I get why he's in the running for city chief. You need somebody strong who can stick up for everything. But he's a bit much. Let's take him out.
So I'd like to.
Riga is feeling you in chat. Riga lately has just been
I said it's like, I
murder
hate this
hungry
guy.
for NPCs.
Oh, it's this guy. Keb, I hate you.
Riga would be a murder hobo in all of
I
them.
Yeah.
I will grab if whoever Goffu if you're there and Karim if you're there and I will grab you guys right now.
That's a
because
good
we need to
question,
talk.
Karim. When you heard all the yelling and like everyone coming out, did you rush here?
I'm probably like standing far away, like watching.
Okay. Yeah, I think at some point, Alyon like sees you looking on and just kind of like pokes you in the butt with a stick, and is like, "Go! They are your friends, are they not?"
Yes, thank you for that kind office.
Yeah, and the goats are over there anyway. He just keeps poking you in the butt
so-
with the stick until
yeah.
you move.
I move off. I get herded over that direction.
Bah.
And and as he departs from you, he's like, "If you still need a place to stay, you can come back to my house.
Okay,
Anyway,
well-
your stuff is still there. It's not like it's going to disappear."
Yeah, so I I head down towards. This is like when everything's kind of breaking up, like the guy's getting brought.
This is Naomi has the flask now, and Abelia is pulling everybody aside.
So I just walk up and I'm like, "Is some drunk Lacosin, no?"
He was definitely drunk and drugged. And I shake the flask. This is some amazing stuff.
Don't dump it, despite what my father said.
Yeah, I like put my hand out. I'm like, "What is it?"
It's lost. At least that's what they call it, because that's how it happens to you after you drink it.
I want to take the flask and like smell it. What's it smell like? Does it smell like alcohol, like some herb alcohol or something?
So it definitely smells like alcohol, but that's probably because it's been cut with alcohol.
Right.
It smells kind of like wild wheat and strawberries and honey, and a little bit of horse urine.
Oh gosh.
Cut with like straight up like grain alcohol.
Golden grain.
I actually say, I'm going to need that.
Why?
I screw
And
the
I look
lid back
around.
on.
Is anybody around?
I think the crowds
Shot?
have dispersed. Yeah, there's no one within torchlight range of you.
Okay, so I draw my friends in close and I say, listen. And especially Karim, I look at you, I grab you and Karim. I have a personal, very, very personal journey that involves the spider and being lost.
So
When
when
my
you say
father-
that, you guys notice that Sasahi is approaching. He's kind of like coming towards you guys, and he's like, "Oh, hey, guys, what is going on?"
Is he
Sussy,
still a walk away or no?
Yeah, he's a distance away.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm just
He's
like,
just-
Sussy, come, we are discussing this odd substance.
Oh,
Smell
odd
it.
substance.
Smells delicious.
So he
But with
starts
horse
like
urine.
trotting over.
I say really quickly to you, I can't do anything about my journey right now because it's not the most important thing. And then I look over to Kareem and I go, but I don't know if I'm going to need help or not.
So Sasahi arrives and is like, "Oh, Karim, let me smell that."
Hey!
Like, don't sip it yet, my friend. We're not ready. And I look back at EB and I say, well, you'll be not getting lost anywhere without me. I can tell you that already. So I like slosh it around. Like, is there plenty in there?
There's about half a canteen full.
Okay. We could all get like a shot.
Oh yeah, definitely. So Sasahi like claps his hands together and like to warm them, and it's like, "So we are leaving tomorrow to take down a go-go Wakaranti, right?"
I kind of frown at him.
He's like hopping from one leg to another.
Yes, and I'm like, there are a few options of what we do tomorrow.
Okay.
We may be looking for a spider, and I like turn to Evie, like curiously.
I mean, there are many
like,
spiders out on the plains if you're looking for them. If you want to find one, what do you need? The poison of a spider? It should not be that hard to find.
and I just like looking like to him, and then curiously back to Evie, like a big, like.
Hey, so how about a go-go?
Yeah, how about a go-go?
She's very
Remember when he
obviously
killed everyone that I
horrible-
was protecting?
horrible
Yes.
at segues.
Well,
She
Yeah.
just.
I-
How about that guy?
I think we might have to do some training to prepare ourselves for this.
That is good. Very wise. We should train. He like
Gonna
hefts
work
his spear and he's just like, yes. Yes, I could train. in the
Yes,
mystic arts, and he goes over and like hugs Naomi.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm
Yes.
like, Naomi, I am also interested in learning more about the occult. I'm sure you could teach much to all of us.
I could, yes. Yes, I could.
I mean, and I am quite good with the bow. Technique can make great improvement. I mean, spending a few days together with, shooting around, or even if someone wanted to do some hand combat with a blade, it might be good to get comfortable. Didn't sound like everyone was ready for an assault when we talked about it last. I'd like everyone to be real comfortable in a battle position.
Are you any
Even if
good with an axe?
no, I mean, okay with an axe. I could, throw an axe and land it into a tree, but I don't know about a running man. But with a sword or with a bow, I'm quite good, and I've been trained well enough to be able to train someone, I believe.
Hmm.
I just want to say the Keb hate in chat tonight is real.
Yeah, the
It's
Keb.
getting there.
We went from
Uh,
goats to Keb pretty hard.
I'm like, I like slosh the bottle back and forth. Had I heard of this stuff before at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
And
a
I'm like,
fairly common drug.
And do you think though that it wouldn't be, would it be like, kind of like getting really drunk?
So, I mean, when people take
Like
this,
sort of.
when people take this, they typically don't cut it with anything, and it's like a very small amount. Like you would lick some paste off of,
Right.
off of like a leaf. This is like a lot, and it's also got very high like potency alcohol cut with it.
Okay. I'm wondering if I could suggest to the group that we, like get lost together and do training, like whether that would be like a cool thing that people do.
I don't think that would be such a good idea. I would rather train with all of my wits.
So
Thank
Sasa, he is like, I don't know about the doing lost and training thing together, but I do know that my sons like to take that stuff. Yeah. Pretty powerful.
Hmm.
Is that what's in that?
Yes, we have.
Perhaps.
So he
Yeah.
like tries to take the flash from you.
I take it.
Oh. He's like, I want to see that.
No.
He's like, I just want to know how much is in there.
Like, it's
Enough.
plenty. Yes.
I will be holding on to this until we decide what to do with this.
He's just like, okay. You know, my sons, they and he like indicates the size of his thumb. He's like, they would lick about this much area of it.
There's
That is
way-
a very large flask.
I hide it within my robes,
Oh man.
and then I bring my hands out, and there's nothing there. So, now that we have decided that we shall train a bit, and then maybe we can talk over this idea of getting lost, and then we shall find the spider?
Yeah, I'm like, yes, the spider, and like we all like look.
So
Directly
Sasa,
at
he is
me.
like, why would you want to find the spider? You're talking about the spider now. Is that correct?
I don't even know what the spider is.
He just starts. He's like, oh, storyteller mode time. He's like, the spider is a crazy man who lives in the wilds. You have to be lost in order to find him. You must be a dark person in need of dark desires. He can fix anything, do any magic, become anyone. He takes part of your soul with you if you make a deal with him. You ask deals of him, and he gives you what he thinks you need, rather than what you ask.
Ah, so the being lost kind of distorts your desires then.
Maybe. I have
That
heard
doesn't
different
seem-
things. Some people say the spider is a good man or a good woman. It's very unclear. sometimes he offers people exactly what they need, even if they didn't ask for it, but other times he is a cruel, evil trickster who takes from people what they want most and gives to them what they need least.
Perhaps there's another way that we can be lost without losing ourselves. Maybe I can find a way to replicate the effects. But
I'm like, take you issue with the with this herb mixture?
well, in the sense of this man being or woman being a trickster, we're definitely going to need all of our minds to be clear in order to deal with them properly. If we
Look,
are
if if this person with the glowing blood was just where the spider is, it should be the easiest thing to track ever. I mean, it's bleeding everywhere, glowing.
not unless he finds you.
Well, I'm quite good at finding things. I mean, I don't see. I mean, perhaps it's some incredibly. I mean, I guess if he's magically hidden.
So it's about this point in the conversation when Minkari begins trotting up. She's like, "Hey, hey, everyone!"
I'm like,
Hi.
yeah, I just like beam a huge smile and wave.
Could you be any more? I like nudge him. Could you be any more love struck?
Like what? Nothing. Hello, Mankari.
Minkari is just like, "Hello, Karim. How are you this night?
I'm
That
well.
voice.
What are you all doing out here? It is getting, it is not chilly, but rather cool."
We are speaking of bandits and spiders, of losing oneself in a bottle of herbs.
Mmm. That does not sound wise. My father has always said that only a foolish man would lose himself in a bottle.
That's why we're not doing it?
Okay. What are we doing? And Sasahi is like, "Oh, we are going to train for the next week." And Minkari is like, I thought we were going after a go-go.
Can we
Uh,
do both?
You're training to get ready for a go-go.
Minkari
I would
looks
definitely
thoughtful, and
agree
she's
with
like,
the
"Well, I don't need to train to go after a go-go. But if it would
could
make
tr-
you feel better, perhaps we should wait a week or two."
Would you help
I
us with our
imagine.
training?
Hmm?
Could she help assist you in the training?
Yeah, she says, I will teach you everything I know."
Because my friend over here, as I point to, trying to think of Virgil's name in this game,
Karim.
Kareem.
Kareem is an excellent trainer. So if we have two trainers working side to side closely and always talking to each other about notes and to better us, it's a
This
good idea.
is an excellent idea. I highly agree that working closely with me for all the training time is going to be beneficial to everyone.
Sasahi is like, I actually have experience as a guard. I've done this for some time. Perhaps I should be leading the training.
Perhaps all three of you could lead the training. Since each of you have something different to offer, correct?
Minkari
Yes.
is like, I can lead the training alone. I am very experienced at all things.
What are you experienced
Really?
in the most?
Trade, business, the spear, more spear, being
Axe?
amazing.
being an amazing spear.
But not the axe.
Axe. Axe is a weapon for someone who hides behind a shield.
No.
No, dog.
Not always.
I do not do. And so as she says that, Sasahi is like hiding his polearm axe behind him. He's like, "Yes, axes are weapons for those who attack from afar. Wisely." And it gets really awkward when she like notices it, and she's like, "Yes, I suppose one could master the axe if they wish to stay back, rather than charge bravely into combat. A wise woman might use an axe."
Yes. Or a bow, and I like turn to Abelia because I do believe you have like missile 0 or something, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because I have missile
Missile-
1. So I could
Yeah,
train you
I
up to
have
get you quite
missile
a bit better.
zero.
But you don't have a bow. That's an issue.
No, I have a sling.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
So Mankari like
That counts
thumps
as
her
the same
chest,
thing, right?
and she's just like,
It's a missile.
Yeah.
"We have
Yes,
no
missile.
need for ranged weapons. We can engage a go-go anti-walker in
I
very
have
close
combat.
range."
You see
I
me
mean-
cough a little bit, like.
Not him.
I'm like, yes, even the chill wind is almost taking out our companion. He's should be standing back. I think maybe start with some nice volleys. To
So
get
she
their
starts
attention.
like poking your like
Yeah, go
your
on.
totems, Goffu, and she's just like, "I thought you said this one could make fire, or is it this one?"
Yes, he. I'm like, go on. You can tell her.
I kind of look around, like anybody watching.
No, the village is kind of abandoned right now. Everyone's going to sleep after drug
Just
goat
a-
incident.
You see me like do the magic. Like I don't shoot the fire, but you see my bird animate a little bit. And it has like flame wings.
Yeah, and she's just like, "You do not need a bow. See, you can shoot fire at people."
But it's always good for a optional encounter.
No, the only way to fight is right here. And she like halves a spear up.
I also point to my dagger. You see like the brown bird like fuse with the dagger, and it glows like magically.
Good enough.
So I look at my teammates and I say, "So we're really going to do this? We're really going to murder someone
So
Like,
Sasahi's just like, "I thought we were going to train before we go into take. If you
for
don't,
serious?"
Abelia, if you don't want to do this, I can take down a go-go." And Mankari's like, "No, I will take down a go-go."
I'm like, I will take down a go-go. We will all do it together, okay? Everyone just calm down. You'll feel much better after being properly trained. I mean, how would you feel without proper standard training to get your confidence up? I mean, let's see how she feels at the end of the week. She will be a right warrior. And I like clap her on the shoulder, probably like way too hard.
Ugh. Okay. It's a training is a good plan. I will be willing to give that a try.
Yeah, Sasahi turns to Naomi and is like, "Naomi, you are very wise. What do you think? You have not weighed in
And the training?
on anything."
Well, there's definitely. This man definitely needs to answer to his crimes. And truly, we are the best people to do this.
Yeah, you catch Mankari and Sasahi both nodding as you're speaking.
So, right now, we should take the time to gather our wits, to become a little stronger, and then find this man, and then bring him to justice one way or another. I mean, what's to say that him dying because he fought against us isn't the proper way to do things? You cannot bring somebody in who doesn't wish to go in, and sometimes death is the only way.
So, while you begin talking about like taking time to train, Mankari goes from like nodding to like rolling her eyes and just being like, "Ah, whatever." But Sasahi gets like the Steven Universe star eyes. He's just
Yes.
"What you're saying is super wise. I want to learn to be a priest. Teach me."
You see the ways of the magic.
I do have that time.
Time after time.
Where should we start then with our training?
I just want to point out how weird this conversation got between like the four PCs and then like other members of their party started showing up,
Yeah.
and it just got like further and further from what they were talking about.
Ebelia is actively avoiding talking about Lost and Spider
Yeah,
and
I
the
know.
Flask. Very she's not. She mentioned it once, and then Sasahi came, and nope, we're not talking about that.
She just wants to get trashed. Sort of wander out into the desert.
So what's the conclusion here? Sasahi and Sasahi and Mankare are both looking forward to training in the morning. Is there anything that's said as they depart to go? They're just both like bedding down in the field right here.
Abelia, we will discuss this more. I do agree that we need to find this spider person to at least get some information about what was going on out in the desert. But we need to find a better way to get lost, as I don't think that this would be fitting for this group to not know their way.
I whisper very closely to your ear that there is something even more personal at stake for me.
Are you willing to share?
Only, how many of us are there now?
Yeah, Sasahi and Mankare have like left the area.
So there's just
Fine.
4 of us.
Yes, just the 4 PCs.
Okay.
Now it's time for real talk, right?
Yeah,
Girl
it's the time
talk.
for real talk. She wasn't going
Real
to say
talk.
anything. Yeah, this is the time for real talk.
Boys,
She
put on your
said,
skirts.
It is
Okay,
been-
fine.
Do you know when you find that thing in your life, you know that is what you are meant to do? That thing.
Yes.
I know we've not traveled together a long time, but I'm sure you can figure out that being a spear is not my thing. It's my father's thing. And we've managed to work through it so far, but it is definitely not what I was born to do. I know what
Okay.
I was born to do. What I was born to do is to see the line of my people back to the beginning. That is what I was born to do. To see who we were and see who we are going to be. Who not just my family line was, which you, with many fathers, I don't know, but what our whole family line is. In order to do that, I have to be lost and I have to find the spider. But this is not the most important thing right now. The quest of my soul is not stopping caravans from getting back and forth from Amava and Meru, or killing Sasahi's friends and family. This is not the most important thing, but I have to have that flask.
Well, you will get the flask after we've finished what we need to do. Just so that it doesn't fall into the wrong hands.
It should stay hidden, as it were.
Yeah.
I'm very fine with that. But I don't agree with my father in that this, as a matter of fact, he was the one that told me about it. Since he knows that I'm so adamant about tracing our line and seeing my people back to the beginning and seeing who we were.
Will he allow you back in the town after you've done this?
I'm
That's why
surprised he even has not yet disowned me for associating with Karim, as it may stand.
What he doesn't
I
know
don't-
doesn't hurt him.
How
That's-
quickly you lose faith in your father, apparently.
So I would actually argue he might have lost faith in me a little bit, thinking I'd associate with people who are not particularly noble, or at least logical.
You see him
There's some
clean.
things my father and I don't agree on. I don't necessarily think every deed is forgiven once you join the Spears.
Yeah.
I'm here, and I'm not even here to fight for the right to party. So even my reasoning for being in the Spears is not particularly noble. So I can agree with him, Kareem. I don't. I'm here for a reason less noble than what the Spears probably stand for. And my father knows this. And I cannot imagine someone who's killed another person and run straight to the Spears is very honest in what they're attempting to do.
You see me nod
You
and
may
kind
wanna-
of look forward.
He may want to
uh,
keep the wool over his eyes because his daughter is now a Spear. But we both know I'm not a Spear because I was born to be a Spear.
Right.
You
don't
were
think-
born to be a
I
Spear.
say like the Spears organization is not what it should be, as is the case sadly with most organizations I've run across. This man who has slain my father and run to the Spears, he apparently is going to head into the Silent Lands. He is now finding people and gathering them to himself. They plan to go into the lands hunting.
He's making an army.
They say he go, and I like look really troubled. I look up and I say, they say he goes into the Silent Lands to be a hero. And I like look back down at the ground.
To be a hero?
And you probably
that's not
remember me
what
like,
he-
yeah, like you probably remember me talking about like my grandpa being like a hero and
Not true.
fighting the Eternals.
It's not true.
Yeah,
He's not gone there to be a hero. I didn't
He's
join the
gone there
Spears
for
to
us
be
to
a hero.
find him.
It could also be that he is raising an army. What happens if he's a traitor? And then he comes back with an army. What about then? Who cares about a Gogo Antwi, bandit of the borders? We'll have this guy with an entire army at his back. I don't know him. All I know is I did not join the Spear for a noble reason, and I didn't kill someone.
That can change.
I kill someone and joining for a noble reason? Yeah.
Well, I was talking about the
don't-
killing of someone, but perhaps your noble reason does not change.
I have no noble reason.
So it's about this time that a goat just walks up and just like runs into Karim. He's just like,
Oh, look, your girlfriend has shown up.
You see me have like a troubled look on my face.
I could add it in there for Riga. And I really want to do those drugs. I was born for doing that flask of drugs right there.
I need to
That
take you all to a treatment
flask
center.
has- and we are in the same space at the same time for a reason. I'm supposed to drink that. All of it. Alone.
I think we should drink this away from the village, because
I don't think we should drink it at all.
I don't think we should drink it at all.
I am curious.
me personally, I don't think it's a
I
good idea
want
for me
to.
to drink in that as
I
a
want
person of
to
my
drink it.
stature.
I should say I need to drink it, but I don't want to drink it. And I have a need to fulfill this, finding out about my ancestors. And the goat has come by, but that's what I don't think that
It's a
sticking the
go-go.
gut is I don't think he has good intentions at all.
The
And-
goat?
No, yeah, that
The go-go.
goat. Eyeballing you.
Yeah, I slay the goat
Go.
for safety.
No!
the goat dies instantly.
Instantly. Quick, someone
Well, you-
resurrect the goat.
So
I give the goat
I will
medical
train with
aid.
you. I will drink the drugs when it doesn't affect what we are trying to accomplish. I will neutralize a go-go. Hopefully, that doesn't mean I have to kill the go-go.
Did the goat make it through?
What? I'm
But I-
sorry. What were you doing, Goffu?
I was fixing the goat that just got slain.
Yeah, it's not slain. I'm hoping Karim was joking that he wasn't just gonna
No.
kill a random goat. Okay.
She said she didn't trust, the goat. So
Are you really
it
killing
was
this
probably
goat?
it was probably a spy goat. I'm guessing.
That's it. No, I
Right.
don't trust that guy.
That goat was your number one fan.
Yeah.
They made the
okay.
Kareem fan club just for
I need
you.
to know. Are you really killing this
No,
goat?
no.
Okay. All
This
right.
isn't good.
Jeez, you're gonna anger the whole town
No
by killing a
goal.
goat.
I'm rolling.
Ophelia feels pretty
Go.
bad about revealing to her friends that being a Spears. It's like,
We joined the
Pretty much a
Spears for
lie.
a reason.
We all join the Spears for a different reason. It doesn't matter if it's noble or not. I joined the Spears so that I could get out of my town, so that I wouldn't be subjugated by the people there and by the lord that took over my family. I mean,
that is noble.
how is that
That is
noble?
very,
That
very
is a
noble.
very
That's
selfish
selfish.
reason.
Escaping
Yeah, I think we're
slavery?
all selfish in our own way. We want something from the spear.
This guy doesn't want a wife.
Wait a minute, what? You know about that?
Yeah, I don't know that
Yes.
he's actually shared that part.
The whole town knew about it.
Oh, did you come from the same town as him?
I do believe
Yeah,
so.
I
Excellent.
believe
Then yeah,
so.
you would know about it. Yeah.
I didn't
You
say.
Yeah.
You see
book
my
it.
face?
No, yeah, I
See my
look
face just
over.
go flush.
TMZ style, TMZ style.
Yeah, I look over. I'm like, wait, what's it?
His
What?
wife is an Amazon. She's a very scary lady. I wouldn't want to marry her either.
Oh God. Oh, the
Kareem,
Eternals.
you've joined the Spears for a noble reason, right?
Me?
Grief.
I'm
Save
like,
us.
I joined the Spears, mainly so I could travel freely and do as I please while also looking for spear in belly. I mean, really, I did not expect him to be, so well known, and it sounds like popular.
I do not know when Twig and Cut became so popular. How did that guy? I'm calling him a bunch of stupid names, but I don't know how that guy. Where did he even come from? I've never heard of him before. I've never heard him do business with my father before. It's really ridiculous how fast he's come out of nowhere.
Yes, he is Maroon. Um,
What did you call him?
Maroon?
No,
Twig and Cut.
Twig and
Twig
Gut?
Twig
Yeah.
and Gut.
Um,
Stick and Spleen.
Stick and swing.
Jesus.
He doesn't deserve a name like that. Name.
and I'm just like,
Branch and Billy.
He's a.
I feel, I f- the stories I hear do not sound like the man I knew.
Truthfully, I mean,
I don't know why he says that he intends to march spears into the silent lands.
we could find him and then renounce our spears and kill him. Problem solved.
You can't. This is the oath that cannot be forsworn.
I can't do that. That's
Once
for
you've
sure.
been made a spear, you don't unbecome a spear.
I guess this poor man could have an accident.
Do
Yeah,
your
and
job
I'm
or
just
you
like,
go to jail.
I'm just like, if prison is where I'm sent for the task, I will pay my time gladly for the restfulness of my
It's not
father.
going to happen like that, Kareem. It's not going to happen like that. It can't. It'd be an
I'm-
injustice.
I will
What
raise a
happened
goat
to your
army and
father-
bust out.
And that his death his murderer was not brought to justice is an injustice. And the fact that the Spears have allowed him in is a further injustice.
And I pull out the little carved. God, what was it? I can't even remember what it was. I have like a item of my grandfather's that was carved by my father, and I like pull it out, and I'm just like, it's just like a small piece of wood. I can't remember what it originally was though.
Hey Naomi, was it one of my brothers that tried to take over your family?
No. No, it wasn't.
Awkward.
It was a newcomer to the land who got a little bit too I don't know what analogy I want to use. Let's just say I wasn't going to allow that to happen to me.
You see me like give a big sigh, like, well, that would have been bad. Really, really bad.
Well, I cannot blame you for the mistakes of your brother.
Brothers.
You are your own person.
I just
can o-
don't care for the egos.
I can only blame you for your own mistakes.
I like, Goffu, you're betrothed to an Amazon?
Ah, she's just a very large woman.
See me just like
Since
that.
when?
I was born into it.
You were
So I
betrothed-
mean, yeah, this is something everyone would know. It's extremely traditional
Like,
that Lakosan noble lines marry the noble Amazon women that hold the southern border with their spears,
But
And together they make children capable of holding back the Nightman.
But I think now what I know is that Goffu is Lakosan nobility.
Yes.
As am I, but my family are a lower nobility level. That's why I had to escape. Whereas his
I-
family is not.
Had no idea we were traveling with Lakosan nobles.
Nobility
Do I
is
treat you differently? Do I bow or?
no,
I
no,
want to
no,
point
know?
out,
no.
I've had barely any input in the last half an hour. It's been you guys talking about all your problems. this is
lot
a
of
good
problems.
game where I can sit back and do nothing.
Let's
We
just
got
say
stuff-
nobility.
We got issues to work out. We got issues.
This is
So-
what happens when you have real people with real characters with backstory that actually want to share that with their group. It takes
And
a
real
long time.
problems.
We got real problems. Like,
But to kind of wrap this up, like, what's the decision here? What are you guys?
Oh, we're
doing?
training.
There's
We
at
have
least
to.
3
Yeah,
paths.
I think we're like just keep talking and like eventually camera pulls out. Like
yeah.
and
So
all
when we
just
wake up
talking,
in the
like,
morning,
into the
what's the
night.
decision then?
Oh, we're
Uh,
training.
Dominic,
Training.
it's your
You-
Mulan training montage.
You're definitely
Yeah.
training.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, if you commit to a week of training, who wants to train in what, and who will be training you?
And that will be 1 week into a 2 weeks of setting up this trading route, right? I remember that was.
Yeah.
Or setting
I
up
would
a
like to train
permanent-
in medicine. If anyone has medicine 1,
I have medicine one.
yeah, that's what I thought. And you wanted to train in something that I had. I can't remember what it was.
I wanted
Athletics.
to not athletics. I wanted projectiles.
Oh, okay, yeah.
missiles.
Yeah, missiles.
I would like to also train in medicine, so that's helpful.
Yes. Well, just magic is great, but Plan B is always a good idea if the magic don't work.
Yeah. So it sounds like we're doing like, but you don't have a missile weapon yet, though, right?
Yeah, I have daggers that shaped like feathers.
Oh, you can throw them.
Yeah, basically they're like me shooting out like a wave of feathers, like Angry Birds. Keeping them
That's
stopped.
legit.
Wait, is that a spell or do you need missile attack?
No, No, this actually I just brought daggers as my start equipment.
Oh,
but-
okay.
Like if you imagine my head, they have like feather designs on them, like birds.
He's got
Uh,
special knives.
Yeah, he's got his knives. Okay, yeah. So then Dom can train me in medicine. I'll train him in missile.
Anybody else want medicine? Let's see, where are my options? I have stealth.
So I mean, we've heard Abelia and Karim are training in medicine. Goffu is training in missiles. Naomi, what are you?
I need to
training?
find somebody to train me in axe, to use an axe.
Sasahi can teach you axe.
Then
Axe
I will.
Zero.
Okay, then yeah,
Okay.
I will learn. Yep.
All right. So yeah, what happens during this week of montage?
Oh, and I'm also going to teach Sasahi priestcraft,
Okay. Yeah, he'll be.
so that
he'll
he
be
can
glad
start
to hear.
learning how to do that.
Also, yeah.
Yeah.
Does anyone have anyone in leadership? I don't have
Minkare
any-
has leadership 0.
I have leadership 0.
Oh, but you can't train someone if you have leadership 0, right?
No, you can. You can train people up to the level you have.
What do
Yep.
you have in leadership? Abelia?
I have leadership 0.
Okay. Yeah, they
That's
can't
as high
train
as-
you in
that's as
that.
high as anyone.
Yeah.
So
no,
then,
but-
now, can I only choose a, by the way, a skill
if you're
on
not training anyone, you might be able to stay with Keb.
And learn leadership.
Like while we go.
I thought she was
daily.
learning medicine.
It
Oh.
sounded like she might want to change her mind.
Okay. Yeah, Keb could
my?
definitely.
No,
teach
well, I
you
just wanted to.
leadership.
No, I think I would prefer to. Leadership 1 would be good. Because I've got any one skill, leadership.
Well, here's the thing. If you go with Kev now, when we're later on the road and we happen to level up, I could still teach you medicine, but leadership
that's
is
true.
kind of one of those things that's kind
Yeah,
of stuck
then-
here.
You're
Can't
not
get it
going to be
anywhere
able to
else.
train while you're on the road because you spend.
But
Talking
some
about,
other
like,
time.
I'm talking about some
down-
other time.
Like,
Okay,
like
yeah.
next week or
Yeah.
whatever.
All right, so I will not train in medicine. I will train in leadership with my father, see if there's a way for us to reconnect after our small bit of tension that happened when I returned. And do I also train someone?
It doesn't sound like
Oh,
anyone's
yeah.
taking any training from you. I want to
Okay,
come to you
well-
last, Abelia.
Sure. I have
Uh,
survival and security and
So Naomi, how do you train someone in priestcraft, and how are you trained in? I forget what you were being
Missile?
trained in.
I'm being trained in axe.
Ah, right.
So I have
you
a
and Saucy
I
here
have
are
a
basically-
two-handed. Yeah, I have a two-handed axe. So as he's like teaching me how to use my axe, like in between like swings and parries and all that other good stuff, I'm teaching him like the spirit way. I'm telling how to like identify specific gods and stuff like that, and the rituals, cults, and different types of religious expressions and stuff. So like the basics of the priesthood that I've been taught.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
As he's like yelling at me for, no, you're wrong. That's not how you do this. And then I'm like, but this is how you do this in the spirit way.
Yeah, I don't think he'd yell at you. Actually, he's a pretty gentle guy. He just like correcting. There's a lot of stance correcting. He's
Okay.
like every day. He's like, it's not very important swinging things. Just stand like this. Put your knees like this. Stand here and keep moving the spear like this. You gain muscle. You gain core. This is how we do things.
Okay.
He spends a lot of time trying to learn about war spirits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So.
I approve of this.
Yeah, he spends his whole time asking a question about like the spirits of like iron and ash.
Okay. And I would know some of that because of just the
Yeah, if
basic
you have priestcraft,
knowledge.
yeah.
Yes, I do. Yeah. So I can train him to 0. Which
Okay.
is the beginning.
Goffu, it sounds like you and Karim are kind of working together here.
Yeah. I imagine that I'm trying to, like, first thing, I'll try to teach him to, like, catch an arrow being shot at him, and then right away he can teach me how to remove an arrow from somebody.
Yeah. You see me like playing around with the daggers, and I cut myself. Time to fix this.
Yeah. So we're just, like, playing
Teach you how to-
real hard until someone gets hurt, and then
Now you have. Oh, I shot you with an arrow. Now show me how you remove that arrow from yourself.
yeah.
Dr.
Okay, that's how
Oaks,
you-
MD.
You see me like move to the side. You snap the tip off at the back, and you snap the front, and you pull it through
Yeah.
like a man.
Yeah, just lots of like target practice at like long range to get like the muscles built up.
Yeah.
Um,
See me get a little bit more
So, like-
flexible. Yeah, it cost me 3 points to do this, so I have a leftover skill point for later
Okay.
if we get to that
interesting.
point.
So if my math here is correct, we're 17 days. So, Abelia, your many father, Peb, spends a lot of time with you, and I think the first day of his leadership training is you following him around as he like issues commands to people, and it's really familiar stuff. Like he's just like, you take this foreigner and set him on a path back to Sakone lands, and you get the goats and get them ready. And then he finds like 5 young warriors, and he's like, ride out in every direction, send out word that the council meeting is ready. And then the rest of the day is like meeting privately with you and getting your thoughts over like, well, this councilman from the village to the northwest, he is going to want concessions before we can make the trading post. I have some dirt on his family, but I would rather not use it. So we're going to do this instead. We're going to try to, there's a young man here. He's got a young daughter. We'll see if we can get them in a situation together to make them happy. He'll enjoy that. I don't want to have to use the fact that his grandfather once, fought on the side of the Eternals as part of their soldiers. I don't want to disgrace him in public. We don't need to do that. And yeah, it's like that every day. The morning is issuing commands to people and like keeping the village running because he's like the only leader there, and the afternoons are spent like planning how this upcoming trade deal is going to go down.
Is there any indication of what makes him so steadfastly a believer in the spears? Like to the point where someone who's
Do you
murdered
ask
somebody
him?
else joined the spears. You know what? I would.
Okay.
If it doesn't come up, and before our time is up, I would ask him.
So
I would really be
he's just
interested in it.
like,
Why do you have so much faith in this? You know, I joined, and I'm
what
not
is the
going to
time?
do this.
What is the time? Where are you asking him? Like, let's set the scene.
It's been a long day of him talking, and I'm like, how the hell does he talk so much? I thought I talked a lot, so then it's starting to get me a little concerned that maybe he is my biological father. I thought Alyan might be because he's the funniest. Then I see that he's pretty savvy in business, which I always known, but he talks about the Eternals and not wanting to disgrace someone, and so clearly he has some moral ground. But where did this intensity come from? So I think it'd be after that conversation. After I'd prefer not to, disgrace this guy, and then I'd bring it
So
in.
it's the first day. Like, he is sitting in front of the fire, and he just like sits down and gestures for you to sit down next to him, and he just starts crying, and he's like, You're not old enough to remember. I was just a child when it happened. Our people were forced out of our ancestral lands, the Desher lands. We were leaderless. We were powerless. And one man gave up everything for us. The Emperor of Niala decided to withdraw all of his claims on every land everywhere and formed an organization. He said, any man, anywhere, any woman, anyone, slave or noble, could join and pick up a spear, and you would be honored to fight on the front lines. You would be given everything you need: weapons, training, money, services, honor, burial. Those who did well would rise in the ranks of the Empire or whichever land they came from. He was an incredible man. And while I was never blessed with joining the Spears, I have always supported that every man could become better, every woman could become better, if necessary, by taking up the spear. It provides discipline, it provides honor. It is the order our land stands on. Meru is not a land of strong borders. Our warders travel in packs of 4. That is not enough to stop an incoming army. That is not even enough to stop many bandits. We rely on our spears to protect us. We rely on the spears of every land to protect us. Meru is the country of spears. And they will take anyone. And that is an organization I can put my entire life behind. It is an organization I trust so much, I would send my daughter to it, knowing that she may not kill, knowing maybe that she cannot kill. But you can teach, and you are teaching, and you cannot know how much that fills my heart with love. You are doing everything I wish that I could do. But someone must lead the village. And Spears renounce all titles. That is why. And like he's just like wiping up his tears with some sort of like collar, like he wears like sash and just and I think probably that's the point where he's just like looking at this picture above the fireplace of the Emperor of Niala.
Ebelia is absolutely conflicted. She's never seen Keb cry. Maybe when his children were born, like out of joy. Maybe. Like one of my other brothers and sisters. But never. And literally the other 50% of her wants to say that was generations ago and people suck now. They don't join the spears because they love Meru or the Emperor. And it's just she can't bring herself to do it. Do I have to roll for this conflict to see what I say?
I mean, if you feel like
Cannot.
you want to roll, you can. If not, you choose where it's your character.
Let's
I
do this.
literally can't.
You can choose the dice. Choose to use the dice.
Yeah, you can
I
make a
do.
luck
I
save to
do.
feel which side you fall on.
I'm gonna have to do it. Yeah.
So
Either
if you succeed on the luck save, which side do you fall on?
I am not going to break his heart.
Okay, all right. So make your luck save.
So my
The-
luck save is
Where your emotions fall tonight.
yeah. My luck save is I go back to my my class, which is Griot, looking on page 21. I've gone up a level, so my luck save is 14.
It's
Pull out
interesting
the
how
deck.
conflicted you are. Like you literally can't choose between these two beliefs that are.
She
Yeah.
this is such a moment for her with Keb because she doesn't get to spend time with him like this. He's a hardcore dude. Clearly, people are picking up on this because they want him to be murdered in the chat. So he's not a guy that is usually like this. So to have this moment where he's actually sensitive about it, it's hard. Except she seriously, like, I'm here not because I care about what Emperor Nyala did. Like, I don't care. That wasn't the point back then. So I'm having a hard time. So I'm rolling 1d,
1d20.
but 1d20.
1d20.
And
And you want to
that's
get
it.
14 or higher. Well, I mean.
Oh!
Okay.
Critical
I think
fail.
I think you're telling him whatever it
That's
is
how
you
it
think.
goes.
Are you telling them? Break it down.
She hears him. He's looking up at things. She's thinking about her her family and what they've been through, and they always have to keep, effing moving around all the time because it's the Meru way, and that all of these people back in the day made so many sacrifices, and we have to adhere to all of what happened with our ancestors. And she just blurts out, pretty much just blurts out, "It is just not like that, Father. I am not a spear because of the sacrifices that some emperor decades ago made and who you admire. I am a spear to get you elected. That's what I'm here for. I have made an oath for my life so that you can become city chief. And that man who you think has joined the spears because he has been absolved of all his sins for killing Karim's father is pretty much a chicken shit and joined so that he would not get in trouble. That's what you've got today. That's what it is." And she just lays it out there. She's just, I'm a lie. This is a lie. I have to go murder someone now for a border conflict.
So
Sorry.
he
What is
nods
happening?
through it and he says, "I know it is not the way things are now, but it is the way things should be, and they may be once again if I have anything to say about it.
Dude.
I know you became a spear because I asked you to, and that is because listening to your dream of Meruans who do not move, Meruans who have cities, that is what I am trying to do. If I am elected as Oba, our village will not move. We will find land and finally plant ourselves there. This trade deal you have negotiated works immensely in my favor. If we can get the chiefs to agree on a set place to begin trading, a village can sprout around that, and from there a city, a town. Who knows what will happen? Who knows? And it is because of you and your work. You say you are not a spear, and yet you are pointed directly at the dawn."
I I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you have this trust in this faith. I really don't, but I don't feel it. I feel scared and
You should
lost
be scared.
and and fake. and falls, and I have 3 people who are traveling around with, we're responsible for each other's lives.
And then you flash back to me and Virgil's character, and I get a kidney punch from Virgil. It's like, get tougher, kid. This is how you get hit points.
So
Oh.
I think he
Like,
puts a
I'll
hand.
now apply herbs to this area.
I think he puts a hand on your shoulder and says, "If you're afraid, perhaps you need to confront those fears. You don't know what it is the spears face. You have never been to the Eastern lands. I think perhaps instead of hunting down this Agogo Walker Antwi, I will send a contingent of troops to search for him once the clans have arrived. If the trade post happens, securing the area will be the first step. It will absolve you of your agreement with this Prince of Lies. We will do it for you. You should travel east and find a tomb house and kill an Eternal. You will learn everything you need to know about being a spear when you kill an Eternal. If you can do that, you will no longer be afraid."
I don't want to kill anything.
He says it's not really killing. They're already dead.
Semantics, I understand that very well in politics.
This is not
Father.
semantics. They are abominations of unlife. Speak to the Ganga. He will tell you more.
I will place my faith in you.
And so he turns
Who
back towards
walks with
the
the
fire.
sun.
Yeah, he turns back toward the fire and he stares up at the picture of Emperor Kade of Niala and says, "My faith has always been placed in you and all of my children. Go, Wildcats."
You know what's the funny thing about it? My elementary school is actually the Wildcats, so every
My
time
elementary school was the Wildcats too. It's because 90% of elementary schools are the
schools are
Wildcats.
Wildcats.
Aw.
Winter
'Cause everybody
Forest
loves
Wildcat.
cats.
That is awesome. I went to PS 76. We didn't get names. I got numbers.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I'm gonna adopt it though. PS 76 Wildcats in the Bronx.
Yeah.
Of course, my high school, we were the Knights.
Okay, so does
Oh.
this wrap up your leadership discussion with Keb? Maybe this is how you learn about leadership, that it's really just a lot of conflicting stuff.
And you gotta make the best choices. And if you're scared, you kind of gotta go for it. And maybe you gotta learn the answer for yourself. So yeah, she's had a moment.
Alright.
She's like, she can't believe she learned this much from her dad. One of her dads, anyway.
And then
So
he
what-
secretly says to you, sometimes you just gotta fake it till you make it.
That's not what he would
Bacon.
say at all.
Make it till you make it.
Keb's very much about actually making it, I think.
Yeah. He said, make it till you make it.
He'll make it. And I
He'll
feed him
make it.
that lost potion.
Oh,
Wow.
Hey, you want some
I do
tea,
not have
sir?
that. I do not have that
Make-
on me. I do not
Make it
have
to
it.
the desert, and that's about as far as he gets.
I like
Okay,
it.
so rather than talk about drugging a city official, what is the plan at the end of the week?
Drugging the city official.
You
So
see me?
Mankare spends
I
the
mean-
whole week like sleeping the whole time and maybe playing with the kids.
You see me getting punched in the guts. This is how I got 4 hit points for getting tough.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah. I'm just like Riga. I'm like, yes, the muscles get bigger when you punch them. And I'm like, he's just sitting there flexing, and I'm like punching his muscles because that's how that works.
I'm gonna be a mon.
You're doing the Dragon Ball Z training style?
Yeah,
We say
yeah.
that-
Totally.
Don't forget to
I-
dodge.
Do we watch this,
Yeah.
Naomi? Are we sitting back like, is this what dudes do? That's happening?
I don't know. This is the first time I've ever actually seen dudes in action.
Yeah. We
I
probably
know
have
a
lots
lot
of
of
like
dudes, and they don't do this.
we do lots of like wrestling and like just like boxing, and then knife throwing competitions, rock throwing competitions, races.
What year is
Yeah.
this?
Climbing a tree as fast as we can to see who's faster.
Because my other
Climate
point,
tree.
the next level is going to go to that
Do you
point.
ask any
This
of
is
us to
pre-training.
hold your targets for you when you're throwing daggers? Like, do we trust you?
Yeah, I'm like, put this very small object on your head. Now stand way back there.
Way there. I don't know.
Yeah, and then I think yeah, at the end of the week, we come in and Goffu is just like thok, like right on each target, like in the middle with his throwing knives, and I'm just like, all right, we are ready to move on to more exciting targets.
So Menkari comes up. She's like holding her spear behind her, and just like walking kind of stiltedly, and she's just like, "That's very nice, Goffu. Let's see how you do with moving targets."
Ooh.
Okay.
Like,
Let's
I
go.
have great faith in Goffu. He's very dedicated.
You see me like focus the magic, and you see these like the target, the daggers start glowing.
I love it when he does that.
Okay, let me see. I got +2 from that. I got +2 from that. First target, release.
Nope.
Second target.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah.
All right. So Menkari shrugs, and she's just like, "Okay."
You see
Yeah,
me like,
I'm like-
I'm the best around. No one ever gonna break me down.
I love that you
I'm
know
like,
that song, Dominic.
come, we get a beer from her many father. And I think we are ready to go today. We start early, yes, everyone.
So Sasahi is just like, "So where are we going?"
Where was he last seen? It was at north of here, or
Who?
no?
So
A
Go-
goat.
before
go.
the last week
Gokto.
happens, somewhere in the week, I
Oh,
would
oh,
be
yeah.
talking to my team about we should
No
consider
go.
a change in plans.
A goat go.
No,
And
no
it might
go.
work more in line with the direction that Karim's dude is going. I think it sounds they're going to find an internal and kill them.
But I got these scars, as you see like a little tiny cut right here.
It's like a tiny
So I
little.
mentioned that before during the week of our
Oh,
time. So that on
well-
the very last day, we're not like, what do we do? It's like, okay, so here's what my many father mentioned, that he can
be
take
like-
care of Gogo, and we should
He said
Go
he
for bigger
could
game.
if
Yeah.
you wanted to go face an eternal, he could do it.
I say, what about Sasahi? I promised him I would bring vengeance into this world with him by my side, you know?
When did Keb start to rule our actions?
Well, he's not ruling our actions. He's
Yeah, he's giving
not
us
saying
options.
to go to definitely do it, but he can take care of
Why doesn't
Gogo.
he go take care of the Eternal? Is he afraid?
It's
Like,
more
everyone is afraid
of
of the Eternals.
how do I put this? It's more like a test for me than it is a kill an Eternal. An Eternal's not menacing anyone. I think he's trying to convince me that I am in my heart a spear.
Killing a man
We
will show
should
you you're a
see.
spear.
Well, the Spears of the Dawns did not arise to kill men. The Spears of the Dawn arose to kill Eternals.
True.
Well,
That's-
you see me like leave a big sigh. I know about Eternals. Unfortunately, the ninth brother of my clan decided to go rogue after he got exiled to Raleigh and decided to join their clan of the Eternals for more power.
I look very troubled at this.
None of your brother is an Eternal.
He said he would go for more power and he'll show the rest of us his true power, quote unquote.
These sounds
Well-
like words of a madman.
Yes. Of course, he's only, a year younger than me, being the ninth brother, but kids, they get hissy fits. He's probably off somewhere in the woods, lost.
But he did leave.
He left.
Well, I don't know whether to fear for our safety or for his in that case, right?
Yeah.
I know.
So
But
we
we
have.
was trained in the arts of Eternals. I know their language. I know a lot about them.
Can you talk to them?
Of course.
Interesting.
Look, my quest does take me towards the Silent Lands for the search for spear and belly, but I have given my sacred word that I would hunt down a Gogo.
A
Yes,
man's word is his honor.
we shall kill this Agogo.
We can
So
go.
is Sasahi part of this conversation, or
Yeah,
and
because we're all
Mankari?
training together. So
Okay,
whenever we can all kind of sit and say, "Hey, here's
Yeah.
another option."
So Sasahi like puts himself to stand in front of you, Karim, and is like, as long as Agogo dies, I don't care how we do it. If I must go with this band of soldiers from Keb, I will go with them, and then I will catch up and join you in time for you to kill Spear and Stomach. Do not slow your vengeance on my account, brother.
I like grip him by the shoulders, and I'm like,
He grips you by your shoulders.
yeah,
as
and
well.
I'm like, it is
You
a
see
great
me-
gift you
I
give
have
to
a
me.
moment.
They
You
do.
see me like awkwardly come to the side and grip both of y'all shoulders.
Yep.
I'm here too.
He extends it as well, and he does the man shake, which is rarely spoken of, but happens quite often, where he like tries to shake you by the shoulders to acknowledge that you're strong.
Yeah. So I would just say, it is a great gift you give to me to have me seek my vengeance, and I will take this. I like turn kind of abruptly to Abelia. I'm like, I am released from my oath, and I am ready to head to the Silent Lands. And then I like kind of immediately like clam
Dash
down.
tear.
Okay, so Mankari is just like, well, I'm going after a Gogo.
Be careful.
I kind of like longingly look at her and then away.
So
Never
she's just
gonna
like,
dance again.
My father's-
I thought you were men and women of your words, Abelia Karim. But if you will let others do your fighting for you, then I will go myself. Sasahi, if you want to come with me, I'm leaving now. I have waited a week, but
Mankari?
I will wait no longer.
I understand your ire and frustration. However, please remember the contract between your father and I talked about neutralizing Agogo, and that I would see to that happening, and I am, and that is what's going to happen.
When we met, I told you myself I could take him out alone, and I will do so.
Yeah, what happens if she dies? Guys,
Yeah, well then we
And we're
don't
not
have as
there
much
to-
stuff to explain, and it's fine.
She's going with my father's essentially hand-chosen army. They're definitely
she's
better
leaving,
at
She's leaving
right
right
now.
than me.
I don't know if they're leaving right now, but
They're
if we can
getting-
get them
That's my
to.
part.
They're not leaving for another week. Like,
Kareem,
Mankar.
Kareem doesn't like her as much as
Can I
he thinks he
convince her?
does.
I'm going to try and convince her.
okay,
Mankar,
yeah, you can try to
you
persuade
can
her to do
stay
something else.
here. You have access to everything you could want here. A place perhaps you've not seen before. People who would love to know more about you. Discussions about what's the best way to find and approach a go-go. My father's army could use your intel. And I know you could definitely use an extra 2, 3, 10, 12 hands. 24, actually. That's the case.
All right, yeah. Your intent is to persuade her to stay here and kind of
Persuade,
either
right.
act as a counselor or leader of this unit. So yeah,
I've
Should
got
we
double persuade.
okay.
before the roll? Should we break?
Cliffhanger.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do
Break.
that. Good call on that, by the way.
Bathroom time.
We'll be back in like 6 or 7 minutes for the second half, and we'll figure out what does happen to Mankare.